and I'm obligated to do it. And I know that you're going to take care of me because you told me to do it. So you're not going to leave me. You're going to be right there. So I'm telling y'all, in this season, don't give up. Giving up is not an option. You're at the point of your breaking point. Get your breakthrough. Get your breakthrough. Hey, honey, I'm telling you now, continue
Hey, sis.
to walk in your breakthrough. Now is the time. Some of us is at a point where we were walking in a depression and all you want to do is cry. Listen, I just told my sister, look, all I want to do is weep, but these are not tears of sadness. That's all I've been doing. The Lord got me in a state of vulnerability. Why? Because in a state of vulnerability where he's tearing down walls, he's opening up your heart and he can come in that much more. That much more. You can get that relationship. You can get closer to him. When you say Abba Father, listen, something shifts in the atmosphere. Things change just by you calling his name because he's taking care of you. He's taking care of your need. He's taking care of your children. He's taking care of your loved ones. He's doing it in advance. He's working behind the scenes on your situation. So I'm telling you, it's not what it looks like in this season. Stay focused. Stay focused on where you want to go. Stay focused on what you want to do. Don't get distracted. There's so many distractions that's trying to come our way. Stay focused. Now is not the time. If he tell you to go straight, go straight. Don't let anything deter you. Don't go to the right, don't go to the left, just go straight. That's it. Anything that's trying to come your way, look, move it out the way. If it ain't coming straight, if it ain't going straight with you, move it out your way. That's what he told you to do. That's what you continue to do.
Obey the instruction. That part is very important. Obeying the instruction at this time. It's not just this season. Obeying his instruction. Period. But very important because if you're not listening to the instruction, that's the guide to get you where you need to be this year.
That's right.
And if you haven't listened to the instruction before, you need to listen to it now. Hey Simone, how you doing, sweetheart? Um, it's very important that you are listening and heeding to what he has had to say.
Yes.
I've been he's been dealing with me in dreams um a lot right here lately. And I was telling um my apostles and some my mentor uh what the dreams were that I were having, or the last one that I had. It wasn't even a dream, it was actually a open vision. And I had it as I was riding down the road. So I had to kind of pull over, uh to say the least, to do what I needed to do and then get myself together. But um I'm saying this to say, if you don't heed to the instruction, you'll miss so much.
That's right.
And when you miss it this time, there is no going backwards because it's time out for that. Right now we're just having a conversation, Simone. So we're talking about knowing your seasons, um, praying without ceasing, listening to the listening to the voice of the Lord and heeding His instruction.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, and you don't want to miss what's happening
That's right.
because when you miss it, there is no going back this time.
No.
At so I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it this time.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby. So I
Hey,
promise you that. Um, be aware. Again, it's in me to keep telling y'all that to be aware. Um, because you have to hear what he is saying. The Bible says those that have an ear listen to what he's saying to the church. The ear to hear, please listen to what he's saying. And I'm telling you that you have to listen to what he is saying to the church right now. I'm not talking about the building because you are the church.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about you listening to what he's trying to say to
Mm-hmm.
you and doing what he said. Because I'm telling y'all, this time around, it's not like it was before.
Right.
We're dealing with unusual times, so God is using unusual methods.
Mm-hmm.
He's not coming to you the same way he used to come
That's right.
because it's unusual times that we're in. Nothing is what it used to be.
That's right.
Nothing is really what it seems now. And you have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to be aware of what you're attaching yourself to. You have to be aware of what you're consuming. You got to be aware of what you're pursuing. Everything now is important.
That's right. Even
And
in your waiting period,
yeah,
listen.
everything now is majorly important.
Right. Even in your waiting period, faith without works is dead. You still have to work on what God wants you to work on while you're waiting. And listen, when I say trust him, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path. Some of you are going through in different relationships and you're ready to run. But I'm telling you, in the midst, God may be about to transform something. Don't give up too quick. I'm telling you, yes, you tired of arguing, you tired of fighting, you feeling like bridges are being burned. But I'm telling you, Jesus kept Judas for a purpose. Don't give up too quick. That thing may shift so quick, and you be like, what? Are you serious right now? Did this just happen? Are things now? Look, you just be in awe. So I'm telling you, don't give up too quick. Especially my married couples. Don't give up on your mate too quick. The sanctified wife will sanctify the unsanctified husband. Continue to pray. Make sure you're fighting the right fight. Make sure you're not operating in your flesh. Don't change your character because of someone else. Continue to do what the Lord is calling you to do. Women, I got to speak to you because we can get very spiteful. We'll stop doing what we know we're supposed to do. Don't do that. Because even if the relationship don't last, you want peace knowing that you did everything that you were supposed to do during the hard times. You want peace knowing that you still walked with integrity, you still remain loyal, you still kept your dignity up. Listen, and it's hard, but marriages goes in circles. Relationship goes in circles. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But wait for it to come back around. If you're truly praying and you truly love that person, God can and will. He can. You got to trust him. Even in the tired moments, you got to trust him. He hears you. He sees your tears. He sees you. Trust him. In spite of.
You have to you have to be um specific and purposeful. That's the word I want to use. Yeah. Specific and purposeful about the things that you're doing in this season.
That's right.
Okay. If there's no end goal in sight, then you're wasting time. There has to be an end goal somewhere. Your plan is you either you doing what you're doing to leave a legacy and you're doing it for the kingdom, or you doing it just to get a dollar.
Hmm.
I mean, if that's your purpose to get the dollar, there's still a purpose, but
Still a
there
purpose.
has to be an end goal in sight for what you're trying to do. My thing is, I want to do whatever He wants me to do in the kingdom. Everything I know, everything else I know will be added if I do what I'm supposed to do for the kingdom.
That's right.
But I have to do what I need to do for the kingdom first. And the Bible tells you that if you seek Him, all else.
Will
And
be
you got to remember the three-letter word, all,
all.
will be added.
Yes.
Not some. He didn't say parts. He said all.
That's right.
So you got to do what you have to do, which is what He needs of you to do, even when we don't want to. Who got it, even when we don't feel like it?
Yes.
You know what I mean? There are going to be a lot of times where you're not going to feel like to doing something. Maybe
Mhm.
it's because your body ain't up to par.
That's right.
Maybe it's because the flesh is weak. The flesh is weak, but the soul is always willing, as I say.
That's right.
Especially on my side. My flesh has its moments. It got them days when it can get up and go, and then it got them days where I need some get up and go. You
Hmm.
know, but the flesh is weak, but the soul and the spirit is always willing
That's right.
at the end of the day. And I let those things override the weakness in my flesh
Hmm.
so that I could do what I need to do. Right. And even in that, as y'all can see, I never miss a moment to get up here and tell y'all about who He is,
That's
to
right.
tell you about the goodness of what I know He can do, the things that we both know that He's capable of. We never miss a moment to be able to give y'all that.
Mhm.
But you got to start seeking Him for yourself. There's some things that He just really wants you to know, and it's between you and Him.
That's right.
It's not for everybody else. There's some things that are private
That's right.
between you and Him. There's some things that He needs you to personally know.
Hmm.
Because that thing that He's going to give you, that's for you, you can use it for somebody else.
Amen.
But it has to come through you and to you first. He's giving the creatives new creativity.
That's right.
He's always giving the mind fresh new ideas to work with. This is what He's doing right now. And
That's,
He's doing this because of the times that we're in. You're going to have to be able to plan a thing so you can reap a harvest.
that's right.
But you got to be careful what you plan
Hmm.
because everything is not plannable in every season.
That's right.
We don't want to give you a out. I don't want to give you an out of season word,
Mm-mm.
right? Because
Oh,
if I give you an out of season word, it'll make you sick.
that's right.
And it's just like what we was just talking about. If you try to give me food that's out of season, it's not gonna taste good.
Hmm.
Think about it. I
So,
love peaches, y'all, but certain times of the year, peaches ain't in season.
mm-mm.
You give it to me, it's gonna taste bad, and I ain't gonna like it. So same thing with certain things that we just consume. We can't consume everything all the time.
That's right.
There's a time and a place for everything. And right now, you need to ask God what time and place He has you in.
Hmm.
Ask Him, what is your season? Is this your season where He just wants you to glean from Him? Or is this your season where you're supposed to go and pour out? There's a time for all of that. There's a time where you got to go and you got to pour out. And there's a time where you just need to be poured into. so that when it's time for you to go back out again, you got something to give out.
That's right.
You can't go pour nothing out if you empty.
That's right.
If you don't have nothing to put, if you don't have nothing to give, then what's happening? It's just like we say, your prayer life is key. If you don't have a prayer life, I need you to get one because in this season it's important.
That's right.
And don't just come to him when you need him.
Mm-hmm.
Pray all the time. It gotta be innocently.
Yeah.
Right now, for y'all that don't know, we're in Lent. Lent started yesterday, right? So in the season of Lent, this is a 40-day fast thing for some, for the people that know about it and do it. Um, so we're in the season of Lent right now. Lent is one of those times where, I mean, if you really, really want to seek the Lord, there's something that you need. This is
Mm-hmm.
the time to go after it. But I'm not telling you just to fast because it's Lent. You should be doing that all the time anyway.
That's right.
But really, at this time of the year, it's important. So this is before Easter, before the Passover, and the significance of all of that. So, whew, right now, at this point in time in your life, the Lord is trying to birth some things out of some of us and trying to teach some things to the rest of us.
That's right.
But we have to be in the proper position and in the right posture to obtain whichever one He's trying to do. You got
Mm-hmm.
to be in a posture to receive, and you got to be in a posture to get and give out. Either way, you still have to be in proper posture for either one. And you have to ask yourself, what is my posture right now?
Mm-hmm.
If you ask yourself that, for the ones that are listening right now, ask yourself, what is your posture?
And can
And
I also say this? This is
yeah,
also the time for you to invest in yourself,
right.
because a lot of times we're giving so much, but we're bypassing us,
Uh,
and we are important. You don't have to walk in guilt because you invest in you, even if it's just to take a class to better yourself.
right,
Listen, do that. Invest in you. If you're thinking about starting a business,
yeah,
invest in you. Start putting money aside so that you can invest in you and name your seed.
right,
Business, prosperity, whatever it is that you're believing God for, name your seed when you put that money aside and don't touch it.
right,
Look, I heard a story of Lisa Nichols. She said she would send money every week to the bank, and she would say for her business, right? She did it for years, and she never knew what her business was. So when she finally went in the bank and she realized how much she had, and the teller was like, "Well, what is the business?" She said, "I don't know." She said, "But God is going to bless me." I just knew at this time when she had her baby, she said, and she did not have diapers, nor did she have money to change to get the diapers so she can change her baby, and had to wrap her baby in a sheet. She made a decision: I'll never be broken. I'll never be broken again. Make your decision to invest in you. Make your decision that you are important, that you deserve love, but you have to give that love from you. You have to teach people how to love you. You have to teach people how to treat you. And that's by the way you treat yourself. You can't love on other people if you can't truly love yourself. You're going to constantly mishandle people if you're not loving you correctly.
that's it.
So please, if it ain't nothing but $5 a week, put it away for you. And it's not just about the money. Y'all got a piece of hair on my lip that is getting on my nerves. It's not just about the money, but put it away for you so that you can build you a cushion. That $5 and $10 here and there, it adds up. and it will just become habit. Like it, you won't think nothing of it once you start putting it away. You write if you're thinking about writing a book, write your book. Don't let anything stop you. Open your business. Take your class. If you want to coach, coach. Do what you got to do to enhance you. You want to be a makeup artist? Take a class. Do what you got to do. Start your YouTube channel. Whatever it takes, do what you have to do to enhance you. You can't just sit around saying I'm waiting on God, because you're not waiting, you're procrastinating. There is a difference. Faith without works is dead. Nothing's going to happen if you're not working your vision. You have to move forward in you. Don't dwell in your past. You can't change it. I said this before. It's history. It's gone. There's nothing you can do about it. Move forward in your future. Don't worry about what people are saying about you. Like Tyler Perry said, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. Right. You know who you are. People will always see you in your past or where you were. They don't never want to see you where God has taken you or in your elevation state. But I'm telling you, don't focus on your past. You can't change it. There's nothing you can do about it. And don't waste time. Sorry, don't waste time. Time is something you can't get back. Do not waste time. Do what you need to do for you now. You might have to get a little bit selfish. I'm not saying stop giving. I'm not saying stop trusting God. But you have to use discernment on who you give to and who you sow into.
That's important. You don't want to sow on anything that ain't producing. That's the whole point. You don't want to sow into infertile ground, because that's a waste of a seed.
That's right.
And you're never supposed to waste seed. Your seed is supposed to grow and be able to multiply. So if you notice that you have poured, that you constantly seeding into places where there is no return or no produce being produced from it, check what you're sowing into.
That's right.
Okay. Now I'm just being honest. And that's not me talking about nobody. Let's not get it twisted. That's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you that if you have been seeding somewhere and you don't see a produce coming from the seed, check what you're sowing into.
That's right.
That's just like if I go outside and I perk the ground and I plant seeds and I don't see nothing sprout from the seed. I just plant it in ground that is not producible.
That's right.
So you gotta watch what you planting, what you seed into. Period. Mm-hmm. I don't sow in everything.
Me either.
I sow when the Lord tells me to.
That's it.
And He's never failed me. When I've been obedient and sold what He told me to, I've always got back way more than what I sold. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling you, be purposeful in your sowing.
That's right.
And I'm not telling you to sow to reap a harvest, but you sow to get something out of it. Mm-hmm. If I sow my time into you, I expect time back.
That's right.
I don't get nothing else but time back. That's all I expect. You know, when I need time from somebody, that's it. That's I'm the type of person. It's not that I look for something spectacular. Mm-hmm. But you look for the same that you give. Mm-hmm. In return. I give them my time. Just give me your time back. That's all I ask for.
That's it.
At the end of the day. So, like we said, And we're not going to be before you guys long tonight
Mm-hmm.
because we just wanted to get up here and talk to y'all about what's happening. You got to look at what's happening. Look at what's happening with Russia and the Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what happened with um, Trump in January 6th. Just look at what happened. Some things were ordained to happen. Some things were done out of turn. And the things that have been ordained to happen have done what it was supposed to do. But the things that are done out of turn are wreaking havoc. There's a consequence to everything that we do.
That's right.
Everything that we do. Every decision made, no matter how it's made, there's a consequence behind it, whether it's good or bad. And you have to be able to deal with what's coming.
Amen.
But you can't prepare for what's coming if you can't hear.
That's right.
He's trying to show you, but you're not listening.
That's right.
So he's trying to give you your preparation so
Mm-hmm.
that you can move ahead and think ahead and be ahead of what's coming.
Amen.
Right? We've been talking about people stocking up for since what? Hey,
Last year.
2020?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe even 2019. I don't know.
Right. Right.
So we've been talking about people stocking up for quite a while. And for the people that listen, thank you. For the ones that didn't, now you understand why we were saying stock up
Mm-hmm.
back then.
That's right.
Look at how hard it is to get certain things because of the quote unquote supply chain.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is a lot of the stuff that America has is being made or ran from another country. Now we have an issue with those countries. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't have access
That's
what
right.
we used to have access to anymore due to the feud between countries.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have an issue. The reason why the gas prices are going high is because we're having an issue with the fuel,
That's right.
the oil that makes the fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Reason why treaty was broken while Trump was in office,
Mm-hmm.
and the country don't want the treaty back. So we're having problems because we outsourced
Yep.
a lot of stuff because we don't have it here. Why
Mm-hmm.
everybody think that America is so great? A lot of our stuff was outsourced years ago
That's right.
and it was never created here. So
Mm-hmm.
now the things that were outsourced, they're trying to build factories here so that we will have it here.
Mm-hmm.
But look at what we're going through to try to get what we need because
Right.
we decided that it will be cheaper to use people from somewhere else to do it. And now we don't even have access to it. I
Exactly.
need you to catch what I'm saying about this whole access issue. So I want you to think about your relationship with God
Mm-hmm.
as this stuff is going on with America and the other countries. Your relationship with God as American, your your time you put in is this other country.
Mm-hmm.
Let's use that analogy. When the two are clashing and one is not getting your time, what do you think is going to happen? When there's no communication with God or the communication is wrong and it's off, that means you have not accessed him like you were supposed to. You have
Exactly.
access to him now. Access him while you have time.
That's
Because
right.
there's going to come a time where he's going to go silent.
Mm-hmm.
And when he goes silent, don't be crying out and reaching out then because you got the opportunity to do it now. And you still don't want to utilize the access that you have. When the access is no longer there, I promise you, you wish that it was.
Amen.
So I'm telling y'all to access God while you have time. Because when he goes silent, whew, he may be on his way back and you are unaware.
Exactly.
You don't know. You know that they say it. They used to sing a song back in the day that no man knows the day nor the hour.
Mm-hmm.
but he is sure to come.
That's
And
right.
he is. And you don't know when your day or your hour is up. You don't know your expiration date, but he does.
That's right.
He's trying to get you to access and utilize who you are in him while you have time.
Amen.
That's what we have to do. Time is winding down. You can look and see what's going on.
That's right.
Revelation talks about rumors of wars and wars, but it ain't no rumor because it's happening.
It's happening.
And it happened out of season. That's the thing
Mm-hmm.
that y'all don't get. Not saying that it wasn't meant to happen because it was, but
Mm-hmm.
just not right now.
Amen.
And look at what's going on. Because it was moved, it was done out of season.
Mm-hmm.
When something is ordained, it is meant to happen regardless, but it still has a timing
Amen.
of when it's supposed to happen. And nothing is where it's supposed to be
That's
right
right.
now. I mean, it's stuff, everything is just haywire. And
Mm-hmm.
this is not how it's supposed to be right now. I wish that you guys could understand what I mean when the Lord showed me some of the things that He showed me, I couldn't do nothing but just weep because it was hurtful for one, and two, you have to ask yourself, are you finding yourself in that state? I don't want to find myself in a state where I know I got access to you and I chose not to use you.
Amen.
I don't want to find myself in a state where when I call on you and call on your name that there's no answer because when you needed me to call on you, I wasn't calling on you. I called
Mm-hmm.
on you when I had a need, but I act like I didn't know you no other time.
Exactly.
I don't want to do that.
Mm-mm.
That's not how I want things to be.
At all.
Relationships or communication is supposed to be all the time,
Mm-hmm.
not just, oh, okay, well, I thought about you today. Like, what is that? How does that sound for us? Well, Lord, hi, it's me again. I thought about you today, so I decided to go. I mean, how does that sound? I mean, let's just think
Like
about it.
I just came across you.
Right.
So
Like, how
hey,
does that sound?
oh shoot, out of sight, out of mind is how it
Right.
sounds.
That's like, why would I go to him in that type of manner? But like, oh, I just thought about you today, so let's have this conversation real quick, and then I
Right.
got to go back to doing what I was doing. Like, that's how you give him your time. That's how you value him. That's
Mm-mm.
that's that's the type of conversation. That's the relationship you got.
Mm-mm.
That's not a relationship.
It's not a relationship.
That's not a relationship. And that's not what I want, and I
Right.
hope that's not what you want either. At the end of the day, but your walk is your walk. You're
Amen.
not me, I'm not you. And
Mm-mm.
at the end of the day, it has to be about your walk with him.
That's right.
We, like me and Quint, are not responsible for your walk.
No.
Y'all are not responsible for our walk. So what we choose to do on a day-to-day basis may not be what you do.
Right.
Where we choose to make time, you may say, okay, well, I got up, I prayed this morning, that was my time, and that was it. If you feel like that was it,
And
that's
see,
you.
this is what I had to learn because I wasn't always consistent when it came to my prayer life, when it came to my study time. I was not. But I had to learn that guess what? My life depends on this thing. So I cannot play with it. The enemy is seeking. He is seeking who he may devour. He is coming strong and he wants us dead. Listen, so if the enemy is consistent and he ain't trying to stop, you have to be just as consistent, if not more.
Right,
And you cannot fight your own battles. You trying to fight the enemy in the flesh. How? When he's a spirit. You can't do it. And if you don't know the word, and if you don't have a relationship with God, you're fighting a losing fight.
right,
I have a thing. It's a pet peeve. I do not like to be defeated by a thing. If I'm trying to put something together, if I'm trying to figure something out for somebody, I don't like to be defeated. So I'm going to fight with that thing until I win. Listen, that's what it is with God. I gotta continue to fight so that God will fight on my behalf. I gotta continue to pray. I'm fighting my flesh when I'm dead tired. Look, I still gotta drop to my knees. I still gotta call on him when my body don't feel like it. I still gotta pray in spirit. I have to push. I have to. I don't have a choice in the matter. Every day when I get off work, I literally been passing out because I'm exhausted. But guess what? I still got to give God time. I still got to pick up the phone and call my sister, say, I'm just checking on you. Whether she's sleeping or not, I'm just checking on you.
I'll be talking to him asleep. Y'all don't know what I be saying, so don't ask.
Listen, I got to do what I got to do because this is what God requires in this season. I need to know that all is well.
Right?
And yes, I have to take care of me during this time. And even in the midst of our go through, she's like, don't you got to have another surgery? When your surgery?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But regardless, I can't focus on that when I got things to do and I still have to meet my goals. We still have to meet our goals individually and collectively.
Right.
It's some things that we're working on. And it's some things God is working behind the scenes on our behalf. In spite of all that we're going through. In spite of. I trust him because he's the great I am. He's the Alpha and the Omega. He's Elohim. He's Jehovah Jireh. He's my comforter, my paraclete. He's my peace in the midst of my storm. So I have to give him glory. I have to stay humble. And I have to stay obedient to him. I had to learn. If y'all follow me on Facebook, I put up a post and I read it to y'all on Monday. Listen, people gonna talk regardless. Some things don't deserve your energy. Let them talk. They taking time out their busy schedule to make you popular. Let them talk. You know what you're doing and what you're not doing. So why are you focused on what other people got to say about you?
Right. They're going to do what they want regardless.
Regardless.
At the end of the day, whether you doing good or whether you doing bad, they're going to talk.
Exactly.
That's the whole point. You got people that's waiting to watch you fail.
Exactly.
They waiting to see stuff fall apart. So they can sit back and tell somebody else, I told you so.
Right.
You know.
When they don't even know anything about you, they're still gonna talk.
Right. You don't have people. I mean, you do have some that are truly waiting to stand by to celebrate you.
Yes.
But then you got some that are really waiting for your downfall.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I told you they weren't gonna make it, but just this far. I told you, this was what was gonna happen, but this is what you do. You know, at the end of the day, I have no need to be jealous nor envious of nobody. Because the same opportunities that come around for you can come around for me if I want it.
But don't miss your opportunity. When it comes around, take it. Because opportunities, guess what? They don't die, they go to the next person.
That's it.
Don't miss your opportunity.
You gotta sit back and you gotta think about how many opportunities pass you by because you weren't where you were supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about this before. You gotta think about that thing. Not only that, I think we had a conversation about it where I said, you gotta repent because of how many of your assignments had to be turned away and sent to somebody else.
Right.
Because you weren't in your rightful place.
Exactly.
Even now in this season, ask yourself, have you been where you were supposed to be so that the people or the things that were supposed to be assigned to you could make it to you?
Exactly. And
Could they find you? Could it find you accessible?
right. And even with the bridges that you burned, who have you hindered in this season
That
because
part.
of your nasty attitude or because you wasn't over something?
That part.
Who have you hindered? Who were you supposed to help and you did not? Why? Because you feeling some type of way for no reason.
Not only that, who did all you had to do was take the time out to say I'm sorry to.
Right.
Sometimes we don't know how we talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes our demeanor can come off real nasty.
Exactly.
And to you is you being you. But to that individual, you nasty. You
Exactly.
mean. And you don't know how you treat people sometimes when you in a place in yourself that you don't like.
Exactly.
It may not saying that you did it on purpose. Because sometimes you do stuff and you unaware that that's what you're doing. Sometimes somebody got to say, "Hold on, wait a minute. You do realize how you came off at me."
Right.
And you may not realize it until somebody bring it to your attention. And
Mm-hmm.
it happens that way sometimes. It's
Exactly.
life. Things happen in life that we are sometimes unaware of. That's
Mm-hmm.
why when I go into my prayer time, when I ask the Lord from a place of repentance, I
Mm-hmm.
always say, even the things that I'm unaware of,
Exactly.
forgive me for the stuff that I don't even know I did.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, it may not have been like that, but to somebody else, to the recipient,
Mm-hmm.
it could have been, you know. Um, and we have to be aware of these things because you don't want to mistreat people or mishandle people that he's sending to you.
Mm-hmm.
When you do that, it makes them not want to know the Lord sometimes. Because
Exactly.
sometimes you the only version of Jesus or the Lord that some people will meet.
Right.
And if they can't get the same person or get the same thing out of you all the time when they come into your presence, then who
Mm-hmm.
are they entertaining today?
Exactly.
You know what are they getting today? And that's not the type of person that you want to be.
That's
That's
right.
not the type of life that you want to live.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be Coco all day, every day.
That's it.
That's who I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to be somebody different. First of all, it takes too much work to pretend to be somebody else.
I know that's right.
Okay, it's hard enough just being me on a day-to-day basis. I don't want to pretend
Mm-hmm.
because it's too much work. It's extra.
That's it.
Okay, right now this body can't take extra. Okay, so you know I don't know about y'all, but this one can't. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you that you got to work on how you are approaching people
That's right.
so that people will want to approach you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had people come up and tell me, and I said it on Monday's night show, that I had a young lady who wanted to approach me, did not approach me because of somebody else, what somebody else told her.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even on not her ever coming to me herself. She went off based off of what somebody else told her and never approached me and had an issue with me for years. And
Mm-hmm.
I was unaware of the issue. And then when she finally had a conversation with me, she said, I messed myself up all these years because I thought you was unapproachable based off of somebody else's perception of me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's the thing. You gotta ask you sometimes, and I said it on Monday's night show. Get five people. Get two that are in your circle and three that are not. And ask them how they view you
Mm-hmm.
and see what the answers are.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying I'm not sitting here saying that you should care about people's opinion, but it's something that you should know.
That's right.
Look at how you are viewed by five different people. Ask them how they view you.
I'm viewed as a bully.
Yeah, yeah, well, we have already made that apparently clear. Okay,
And they're all in agreement.
so like I said, if all five people give you the same answer, then there you go. I said that Monday night. So I'm telling you, right? So yeah, but I'm serious about it. We're serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're joking about it right now, but we're so serious.
Right.
Ask 5 people. If somebody say, "Cause you are,"
That's T. I bet you that's T. Is that you, T?
it's a Facebook user, so I can't see who it is,
Who
but it
is
says because you are.
I see it. Who's say your name? Who are you, Facebook user? Is T or Stan?
Well, T, if it's you, sir, even if you in the comment section, I'm glad to have you here.
Yes. No, it's Fred.
Oh, it's Fred. Okay.
Fred.
You,
Whatever. You my little big brother.
so I'm telling y'all, like I don't know. I had people tell me the last, you're the blunt voice of reason. I get ready to do something I'm not supposed to do. I hear you in my head, like I'm standing over their shoulder. Don't you do that or something like that. So that's what I get mostly.
So you're the
Um,
conscious.
I guess so. That you still a bully.
It's
So
okay.
yeah, I guess I'm the conscious of the day. So,
Mhm.
but I mean, I don't do that to keep people from doing what they do. At the end of the day, if you know that you get ready to do something you don't need to do, if I just happen to be the voice of conviction in your head, then okay.
Right.
But that
And I
is
bully
not
you into your destiny. So it's okay. It's
so.
okay.
I'm cool with it. If it keep you from making a mistake, I'm cool with it. But I don't want people to go out and just be when I feel like when people are in that type of space, that means that you're unaware of your surroundings,
That's right.
right? And you're supposed to know who and what you're entertaining.
Hmm.
And especially when you entertain a stranger. You can't be like you are with everybody else with a stranger that don't know you. I
Nope.
mean, I am who I am at all times. I'll walk up to a stranger and go talking.
Hmm.
I'll strike up a conversation. Well, other people might sit down and try to weigh the option of the situation. I have a conversation because sometimes you don't know until you start talking.
Right.
So that's just me. So, I mean, I'll be sitting in restaurants and people strike up having to just hold conversation with me. I don't know them, they don't know me, but I'll talk. So but that's how I am. At the end of the day, I try to make sure because you never know who God might have you talk to,
That's
and
right.
that conversation with that stranger might have been just what they needed.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And you never know what capacity you're being used in.
Hmm.
Your life is not yours. Somebody is looking at your life. The Lord is using your life to get his glory and so that somebody else can see him move.
Or guess what? It could be on the other foot. They may have what you're in need of in that moment.
Right, right.
So
You
yeah, be
never know.
careful.
You never know. It could be somebody waiting to write you a check.
Hmm.
But that the writing of that check goes based off of how you act.
That's right.
And you never know. That's why you can't be nasty.
Mm-mm.
Your attitude, ooh,
Hmm.
your attitude can make or break a situation, honey. Let
Yes,
me
it
tell you
can.
something. And your attitude, I told y'all, I tell y'all the stories all the time. Back in the day, my attitude used to be hell.
Hmm.
Now I look at you and I laugh because it don't phase me like that. I look at you and be like, oh, okay. You
And
know,
let me say this real quick, because look, I was out walking today, and um, all the men they speak. They speak to the man, the men. They speak to the women. It does not matter. But we as women,
ooh, child.
I walk past somebody and I'm like, hey, and they just turn their nose up. I'm like, you know,
Okay.
another woman is not your competition. We are supposed to be there to help. Stop seeing other women as your competition. You don't have to. You
Right.
don't got to turn your nose up. It's nothing wrong with speaking. It's nothing wrong with it at all. Because guess what? You might be going through something at that moment and you speak to that person and they may have a word for you. They may have a smile
Right.
for you. You never know. Stop mistreating people on site.
Right.
It's not okay. It's not okay. I'm like, dang, really? I didn't do nothing to her. I kind of felt some type of way and I was just walking. I was walking a trail. I decided it's time for me to do some self hope, some self care. So I was walking, but everybody else spoke. Past the women, one woman spoke to me. I was like, wow,
Wow.
wow.
That's crazy. And everywhere I went today, everybody was speaking to me. I got out because I had to go to one of my doctors at Duke today. And on the way home, I stopped at a rest area, before coming home. And everybody coming in the rest area spoke. Everybody going out spoke. And they
Mm-hmm.
was like, "It's a wonderful day, ain't it?" I said, "Yes, it is. It's a beautiful day today." I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Are you enjoying it?" "Yes, I'm enjoying it." I said, "Okay. Any day that the Lord allowed you to open your eyes, it's a good reason to be all right."
That's
And
it.
when I said that, one lady said, "Stop dead in her track." You know what? You right about that. I said, "Yeah, you have a good day. You
That's
have a great day." And that's what you do.
that's
It's the way you approach a situation,
mm-hmm.
right? And I mean, I've been where Quint is walking you inside the store, somebody looking at you in the store. "Hey, how you doing?" So I just speak because I don't like for people to stare at me. It's a pet peeve of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stare. If you gonna stare, at least say hello.
Right.
You and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And finally, "Hey, okay, good. Have a great day. Have a
Exactly.
great day." And they kept right on walking. Like, but sometimes you just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it goes back to say, I mean, think about it. When me and Quint met, how do you think it would have been if neither one of us would have never approached the other
Right.
or approached each other in the manner that it needed to be approached?
And do you know what's funny about this relationship? I was talking to somebody today. I said Coco and I was a divine hookup, but from jump, people has been trying to bring about discord from jump. That's how you know it's a divine hookup because nobody don't want to see it. And I'm like, listen, all we did was come together.
That's it.
We didn't do anything to anyone, but people have been trying to separate the relationship. So imagine from jump, if we didn't have a spirit of discernment, we would have allowed the enemy to come in and tear up what God has for
And
us.
do what he was gonna try to do. But see, that's the whole point. You got to know who you dealing with.
Exactly.
You know, where he thought he knew what he was dealing with.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. And
Exactly.
any other time, sure,
Mhm.
all right, I won't deal. But sir, sir, I need you to come. I need you to do something else. Go do something with
Exactly.
yourself.
Hey, Coach C.
Hey, Coach C. Yeah, and it's just my
Oh,
thing is
thank
this.
you.
Oh, yes, ma'am. But we love you.
Yes.
Always good to see you. Come in the comment section, and I tell you something. At the end of the day, as I stated and we stated on Monday night, there's nothing that somebody could come to her and say that if you say it in a certain manner, that she'll know if I said it or not.
Exactly.
And then if you come to me, okay, all right, well, hold it thought. Quit such and such, da 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 da. And then I come back to and you sitting here, you the source, so I'm bringing it right back to you. What you say? She said now? Okay, yeah. See, I don't, again, I'm not a he say, she say person. I ain't never been one of them. I
But
go
you can't come to me regarding my sister anyway. So you might get your head chopped up. Don't. Coco, no, no. Because
My thing is, you don't know that I said it.
to say it. So no, you can't come to me talking about Coco said this and Coco said that. You have lost your mind.
She gonna know if I said it first and foremost. At the
I
end of
don't
the
want
day,
that.
there's nothing that I don't feel like I can bring to her, right? And that's how it's supposed to be in your connection. Right.
Coach B, you acting up down there.
But that's how people are.
They are.
When people see stuff happening, this is what happens,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you go and get hit with opposition anyway.
Exactly.
If it don't come, you ain't doing something right.
And it's funny because even with our first encounter, when she came to my first event, people were trying to like, she coming. Excuse me, I invited her. Yes, I know she coming. Absolutely. She's on my list.
Right. And then not only that, I mean, calling me whole bastards, y'all. I got called a whole bastard. Like for real, for real. I got called a bastard child. Like, I got a daddy, you know. I got a real good father, you know, and I got a wonderful spiritual daddy too.
Yes.
You know, so I don't understand. I ain't nobody bastard now.
I know that's right.
Trust me, I am claimed. So you know, I don't understand. I guess the problem was I won't follow with them.
Right.
I guess that's what it was. You know, so right. I'm just saying, don't you know me well enough to know, right? So look, I mean, I got called that. They was like, oh, she ain't following. First of all, you don't know my business. I'm not following you. That's the problem.
Right. But that's how you have to be with your connections. You have to know who God is sending you. You have to know what they're capable of. You have to know. I mean, and that takes prayer. It takes fasting. And in the short time that we've known each other, we are inseparable. Why? Because it was divine.
And we have had conversations that don't have nothing to do with business, y'all.
Exactly.
It's personal. And even in those personal moments, we need to have a conversation. We had a conversation. I'm having this conversation because I don't want to ruin this over here. But we need to have this conversation though.
Right.
And that's what we do. But that again, it goes back to show how you value your relationship with somebody. If I consider you to be a friend, I should be able to come to you.
Exactly.
If you consider me to be a friend, you should be able to come to me.
But it takes observation and getting to know that person. So when she first came to me concerning the situation, she was like, I wasn't gonna come because I know certain things can mess up a relationship. I said, there's nothing that you can't come to me with. If the Lord is telling you to come to me, or if you see a concern, I need you to come to me. It is what it is. I might not like what you got to say at that moment. I might even rebel. I might be scream, cry, act like a baby. Who knows? Hey, but if I can dish it, I can take it.
That part. And that's the whole point right there. There shouldn't be nothing that she feel like she can't say to me either. If she see me going the way I shouldn't go, out of a whole lot of people that I know, I expect her to be one of the first. Excuse me, ma'am. That ain't you. That's the first thing I would expect from her. That ain't you. What's going on?
Unless she lays some hands and then I happen to lay some hands and then I tell her that wasn't you.
After she helped me out. But that's how all my sisters are, literally, for real. And that's so sad, y'all. Oh, that's so sad.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's how that would literally go down. If all of my sisters were involved, yeah, we gonna worry about you in a minute. Let's handle this real quick. Oh, you gotta pray for the ones that ain't all the way saved, y'all. We gotta pray for them.
Sorry,
but
y'all.
yeah, I'm just saying. At the end of the day, that's how it is, and that's how it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is just like, we have people that we are connected to, um that have sent me messages before and was like, hey, can I run something by you? Sure. And they didn't know how I was gonna take what they was gonna say. But I was like, oh, this went so well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why would I not? I'm not an unapproachable person. It's
Exactly.
just that I tell anybody, if you're gonna come to me, make sure you come correct though.
And don't come
And I mean
lying.
that.
Don't come lying. A lie by
Right.
omission is still a lie. Just
That part. And I mean that part. If you gonna come to me, just come correct. That's all I ask you to do.
mm,
We don't do the half stepping thing over here. If you gonna come with it, come with it. That's all I want you to do.
exactly.
Tell me what you're gonna tell me, and I'll deal with it accordingly. And that's what it's gonna be. So, but you have to know who you are for that type of stuff too.
Yes.
Some people can't handle it. I'm not a jellyback individual. Never have been. So, I tell people all the time, get your spine right. Once you get your spine right, we can talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I ain't never been a runner.
Right.
Not like that. I might have ran from the Lord, but I ain't run from people.
Mm-mm. At
Okay,
all.
okay. I ran from him because I ain't gonna do what he want me to do at
Mm-mm.
that current time. But I ain't never ran from no person. So that's the whole point. Like you gotta be on your business. I've always been about my business. And the Lord is the biggest part of my business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about my business. I want to do what He wants me to do when He tell me to do it. Send me where He want me to go, and I'm gonna go. I
Exactly.
prepare for all things. So that's it. And that's all He wants us to do is prepare ourselves now because there's something coming, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know whether you can sense it
Oh yeah.
in the spirit realm, but there's something coming,
I was talking about that today.
and you better prepare yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's something coming.
It's time.
And when it hit, the people that are not prepared, my Lord, that's all I got to say.
That's it.
So prepare yourself. Again, still stock up. Stock up. Get you some
Right.
dry goods. Get you some dry goods, dry beans, stuff that you can plant because the time is coming. Okay, stuff that you can plant. Make sure that if you need meat, you better stock up on it now. Fill your deep freezers with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, get you some veggies. Start canning stuff. If you don't know how to do it, learn.
That's right.
Okay, all of that stuff because it's coming. It's a time is gonna come where you gonna wish you knew this stuff. I'm glad my mama taught me how to do all of that. All right, learn how to get a green thumb. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I taught this one how to take care of a plant. Now she got a house full. Right? Okay, she's become botanical gardens over here in our living room. So I'm telling y'all, that's what you got to do. You got to learn. You got to learn stuff that you never thought that you be doing because
That's
the time is coming.
that's
Okay,
right.
prepare for the times. That's all I can say. I
That's
mean,
it.
there's nothing else to really say. It's preparation time for a lot of things.
Amen.
All right. So, like I said, we won't gonna hold y'all. We won't gonna hold y'all on tonight. But we just wanted to let y'all know what the Lord is talking about.
Yes.
What he doing. So prepare yourself. Don't miss the shift. Oh God, don't miss the shift. Ask him what season you in. Ask him if your season is about to expire, so you know.
That's
But
right.
ask him what season you in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming down, laugh out loud. My thumb is not green.
You've been
Yes,
trying to do
ma'am.
some better.
I could give you a few pointers. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, I'm telling y'all. But the time is coming, and we so serious about that. Lord, just ask him where you are.
Yes.
It's all right to check your status with the Lord.
And listen, guys, keep your peace. Don't let
Ooh,
anything distract your peace or disturb your peace.
ooh, peace is a
Keep
wonderful thing. It is.
your peace. Oh my God. It's so important. It's so important.
I'm at so much
Everything
peace
don't
these days,
deserve your energy.
right?
Yes, it
I'm at
does
so
not.
much peace these days. It's scary.
and be at peace with yourself. That's who, Jesus.
Yourself first.
Yourself first. Yes. You create your own peace. Don't look to other people to create your peace because that's never going to happen. It's the same with joy, it's the same with happiness. Keep your peace. Like you can be happy overall in your life and not be happy with an area of your life. There's certain things that I dealt with where I was like, yeah, I'm happy. You can see it on my face. I keep a smile on my face. I'm at peace. But in this situation, okay, I'm not content in that situation. That I'm not happy about. So listen, don't let your overall peace be disturbed. But in the midst of that, that thing that you're not happy with, you turn that over to God and you allow Him to deal with it and watch Him. Because God, when I tell you the transformation that has taken place, when I tell you, and I'm like, okay, God, all right, I know what's next. It's coming. Look, speak those things that be not as though they were. You know what you want in your life. You know how you want your life to go. You are responsible for this season of your life. There's nothing you can do in the beginning when you're a baby. There's nothing you can do in the end when you die. But right now, you are responsible for the rest of your life. So make the best of it. You be the best you that you know how to be, and be at peace and being the best you. Be at peace and walking in your destiny. Be at peace and prospering. Don't be scared to prosper. Be at peace and having a cushion. Be at peace and writing your books. Be at peace and starting your businesses. Be at peace and going back to school. Be at peace with enhancing the quality of your life right now. Be at peace with saying, I am important. I am somebody. I love me. I am beautiful. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Be at peace with it.
And I love the fact, like I said, I'm at so much peace. It's scary.
Oh, God.
When I say it's scary, honey, things that used to tick me off, I look at them with a smile on my face now. I did that the other day, and the lady knew that any other time it would have rubbed me the wrong way, and I would have gave her like 2, 3 cents of my whole mind. I just looked at her and smiled. When I looked at her and smiled, she was afraid of me because I smiled at her and I ain't had nothing to say. I was just like this.
The quiet before the storm.
And that's it. And she did not know what to say to me.
What's about to happen to me?
Like one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honey, the smile is what you want. That's the only thing you want right now. That's it. So I mean, being in a peaceful state is good because I remember when it won't like this.
Exactly.
Ooh, I can remember when it won't like this, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And I like that, and that's what I want to maintain.
Exactly.
Even in a place of uncertainty, I'm still at peace.
Right.
Still at peace.
Right.
And that's what you have to be. You have to be at peace no matter what.
That's right.
No matter what. Because if you allow everything to shake your tree, you won't never keep nothing on it.
Because the Lord is the peace that surpasses all understanding. So keep your heart and mind stayed on Him.
That's it. Like I'm telling y'all, it's scary.
Yes.
Right. It's scary, y'all. Let me tell you that. When I say there was a time, peace, what's that?
Right.
That's how that was. Peace.
Mm-hmm.
Where's it at? I need it. Where it is at? Because I ain't got it right now. You know what I mean? And but to sit back and be able to be like, I'm so unbothered. And really be like you unbothered for real.
Right.
Like I'm so unbothered.
Right.
Like,
Mm-mm-mm.
okay, you know. I looked at somebody the other day and they was having a whole fit. I was like, boo boo, you finished? And I promise you, my sister was cracking up, but I meant what I was just like, "You done? Okay.
There's
Let
no
me know
need.
when you finish, baby."
There's no
And
need.
that was it. Like they all over the place. I'm just let me know when you finish.
Right.
You know, when you
Like
done, we
like
can have
that.
this conversation. Yeah,
Right. Like that example of the war room when the woman came to the lady's house and she going off, he's not doing this and he's not doing that and he's not, and she said, are we gonna spend this hour with you venting or are we gonna spend this hour doing what thus saith the Lord?
right. And then my favorite part is when she brought the coffee out.
Yes.
And
Woo,
she was like,
Jesus.
"Oh yeah." She was like, "You like your coffee cold?" She was like, "No, my coffee hot."
Exactly.
She was like, "Well, why is mine cold?" Because that's how your prayer life is.
That's right.
And that's how she did it. That's how she did her. And I mean, when you that part was good to my life. Like I was like,
Yes.
ooh. I was like, because it brought you back to the part where the Lord was talking about, um, if you lukewarm, He'll spit you out.
Mm-hmm.
And who drinks lukewarm coffee?
It's
You either
nasty.
gonna drink it as a cold brew or you go drink it piping hot. It ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna be in between. You
Exactly.
know, and because that's
And
nasty.
it'll choke you up. Listen, let me tell you, I was drinking some coffee today at breakfast. And my coffee had gotten to the point where it was almost like a cold brew. But I was drinking it and I was fine. And a lady came over and said, can I heat up your coffee? And she poured a little bit of hot coffee in my coffee. Soon as she did it and I drank a sip, I start choking on it. It will choke you up. It became lukewarm at that point. It was not for me. I said, this coffee is the devil. I stopped drinking it. I'm going to just drink my glass of water over here because I was fine until you messed with my coffee. And then when she came back and said, y'all want more coffee? No. No, thank you. I don't want any more coffee after that. It's done.
Right, because it's just like with certain foods. Now I'm one I can do leftovers, but everything I cannot eat leftovers. If I do not eat it when you cook it and it's piping hot, I won't eat it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just be left on the plate. You're gonna have to throw it in the trash. No
Right.
offense to you, but certain things I just can't eat as a leftover. So, and it's the same thing as with certain things from God. They just certain things that you need me to do this right now. Okay, let me get up and go do it right now.
Exactly.
If I don't, it ain't happening, Lord. I'm being honest. You know what I mean? So yeah, let me go ahead. You want me to go do this? I'm gonna go do it. You know, and there's certain things that you have to go and do, and you got to do them now.
At that
Because if
moment,
you don't do them now, there's no going back to do it. He
you
needs
missed
you to
it.
now. Just like when he said, "Get up and pray,"
Mm-hmm.
not 5 minutes later.
Mm-mm.
Now, because you don't know what that prayer that he needs you to get up for is about to turn.
Exactly.
When he calls on you for prayer, your prayers are not for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's somebody dealing with something. Somebody's life may be attached to the end of your prayer, and if you never get up and do it, that's on you
Right.
because you were disobedient, and you never know that. That's the reason why I'm saying again, our lives are not our own,
At all.
and I have witnessed that before when he told somebody to move and said, "I need you to pray for such and such." They said, "Okay," as soon as I get done. That I get done never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Never happened. And the individual that they were supposed to be praying for died. And you
Mm-mm.
never know.
Right.
Not saying that the prayer could have stopped it, but if you were put in a place of interceding and
Mm-hmm.
you never intercede,
Right.
you see what I'm saying? It's just like you can't call yourself an intercessor. You ain't got no prayer life.
That part. That part right there.
Okay,
And
I
you
mean,
can
you
call
got to
yourself
think
an
about that,
intercessor if you can't go through anything. Because you're
right?
going to take some hit.
Intercessors get hit a lot, but just because of the fact that they intercede.
Exactly.
You can't call yourself an intercessor if you never intercede.
Mm.
If you ain't got no prayer life, who intercessor are you? Who told you that that's an intercessor?
Hmm.
Intercessors pray all the time,
All the time.
constantly, even when they not asked to pray. That's what they do.
That's it.
Okay, that's the job of an intercessor. You that watchman on the wall. You never know when I need you to come down off the wall, get the instruction, and turn your face back to the wall and go back to what
Hmm.
you know.
That's
That's
it.
that's what an intercessor does.
That's
I
it.
mean, there's not a whole lot. It. I mean, we've talked about this title thing before. First of all, an intercessor really is not a title. That could be anybody. All right. So
Exactly.
an intercessor isn't a title.
It's a
Let's
lifestyle.
right. Let's just put that out there. Let's get that disclaimer out there and open. The intercessor is not a title, not a title. You cannot be an ordained intercessor. You're just the intercessor. Okay. I'm just saying. There's no there's
Ooh.
no ordination for that one, you guys. I'm sorry, but there's not an ordination for that part. You're just an intercessor. Okay, you don't have to have papers for that. All right. So I'm just saying. I, what? I'm just saying. Like I'm being real. You don't have to have papers for that one. I mean, you just get them and do it. That's all.
Listen, my mentality anyway is y'all can keep your papers because I really don't want them. How about that? I'm gonna just whisper that.
Honey, if you knew what came with the office of some of this stuff, you wouldn't want it so bad. Well, what the office entails, you wouldn't want them so bad. Let's just go there. Okay, walking in the role of some of this stuff, you sometimes you ask yourself why you said yes. Let's just be real. They times where you get there and you be like, "Oh Lord, I, I didn't know all of this was coming with that." Okay, but that's part of the call,
Yes.
right? So anyway, you know, we again with the whole title issue, stop chasing those. This is right. Thank you. It's just stop chasing them. I promise you. Some of this stuff ain't what you want, and you ain't ready for it.
That's right.
But you want the title so hard, he gonna give you what you want.
That's right.
Okay, you gotta be ready for what comes down the pipe with it,
Mhm.
since you want it so bad. So um,
If you
but
want, you can have it.
look, this is the thing, y'all, and we've said it before. Maintain the relationship first.
That's it.
How about that? Just maintain your relationship first.
And stay
That's
true
all I
to
can
you.
say. That's it. That's all I can say. Before you run into something else, maintain that relationship first. Learn how to be teachable. Then learn how to be a servant.
Hmm.
And then maybe you can be something else.
That's it.
But go in the stages that you need to go in. Because anybody can get a title thrown in front of their name, but if you do not know how to operate the office, it's worthless.
I don't understand people that come to the church and all of a sudden you have the title of pastor or apostle. You've never started as you didn't do usher work, you didn't clean no toilets. Listen, I had to go through all of it. You didn't become no other title. You just went straight up. How do you do that? I've never understood that. I started from the bottom. Now, you
The
know the
money
song? I
was
start from the bottom. Now I'm here.
the
Okay.
money was right. I know some people who only got their titles because they sold so much money into the church. And they sold so much money, so the people felt like they were obligated to give them a title, so they gave them one.
So they should have gave him a trustee. How about that? Let's start
I
there.
mean,
A treasurer.
obviously, if you got it like that, I'm gonna put you over the
Exactly.
funds. But I'm gonna
Right.
put you
A
over the
treasurer.
funds because maybe you can grow them. Like, you know what I mean? But As far as handing you other titles,
No.
no.
Mm-mm.
I would never. I would never. And no offense to nobody, but if you ain't good with funds, you wouldn't be my treasurer.
Mm-mm. At all.
That's not something that you would do for me. That's not your portion.
You can't
Obviously,
even
not
put
right
your
now.
hands on the money. How about that? No, you're not taking up the collection plate.
Right.
No.
If you're not
No.
good with funds, you wouldn't be my treasurer.
Mm-mm.
So that's not how that would go. Right.
No.
So I mean, it's just certain things that I just wouldn't do, and that's me personally. But
Right.
again, I ain't nobody pastor, apostle, none of that. So that part doesn't account to me. But
Right.
for the folks that are in those positions, you have to ask them how and why. I just know I would not.
Exactly.
I don't care what you sold. I didn't ask you to sow it. You sold it.
Right.
So I'm not going to give you a title just because you sowing much.
And I pray that God told you to sow it
That
and
part.
you didn't just sow out of your flesh.
That part. Because you thought that it was going to get you somewhere. No. And then I've never been one of those that if I sold into a place or into a ministry that I was under, that after I sold it, I wanted to know what you was using my funds for.
Yeah, no.
That's not me. I don't care because once I give them, what
It's
you do with it is on you,
mm-hmm.
right? If you're not using it in the way that the Lord see fit,
Mm-hmm.
that is on you.
Right.
It ain't on me. I gave because I was supposed to give. Now, whatever you choose to do with it, the way you choose to appropriate them, that's on you. So
And
that is
listen,
not right.
when
That's not something that I choose to beat my head about.
right. And when you sow, you're not worried about it because you send your money on a mission anyway. When I sow, my money is going on a mission to open up some doors for me. Okay? Because there's a law of sowing and reaping. And if you understand it, then
Mm-hmm.
you know that God is going to rebuke the devourer for your sakes. So he moving some stuff out the way to make way for what is supposed to manifest in your life. So
Right.
when you're sowing, that money is on a mission. I'm not sowing in vain. So
Right.
I don't care where it's going. That's on you. Because I know it's going to do just what it said it's supposed to do. That's
Right.
my faith.
Right. I think it was the Clark sisters that came out with the song, Is My Living in Vain?
Right.
Is my praying in vain?
Mm-hmm.
Is my giving in vain?
Mm-hmm.
And they say, no, of course
Of
not.
course not. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you know, the only one that I'm worrying about if I give it to you, if it mean anything, is the Lord.
That's it.
I don't want nothing that I'm doing to be like something that's nasty to his nostrils.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I do, I want it to be a sweet smelling savor to him.
That's
I
it.
don't want him to feel like I'm trash, like I'm the smell of trash, and
Mm-hmm.
he don't want me around him. Like you
That's
know what I
right.
mean? I don't want my relationship with him to be tainted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's me. That's my kick. That's where I'm at. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that I'm there now, fully,
Mm-hmm.
because I can say that I was halfway there a while
Mm-hmm.
back. But now, honey, the way I view life is so different than what it used to be.
That's it.
Because I've been in a place where um it could have easily been taken away. And
Mm-hmm.
now to sit back and look at how people go about their day and the stuff that we take for granted, the
Mm-hmm.
people we take for granted, just the little things in life that you take for granted. It bothers me.
Right.
It bothers me because you don't realize that there are other people looking at you. And when they look at you, you have to ask yourself, what do they see?
Right.
I don't want them to see me. I want you to see the God in me, yes, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to see me.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because there are things about myself that I'm still trying to get the kinks out of.
Mm-hmm.
But who I am in him is somebody totally different.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But in my flesh, I still got some kinks to work out, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's anybody.
That's it.
If you feel like in your flesh that you have fully arrived, then baby, you done.
You
I'm not
exactly.
there. I'm so far. I'm
Mm-hmm.
so far from arrived that it ain't even funny.
That's
I
right.
mean, I there are some things that I want to see God do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he made a promise to me, and I
Mm-hmm.
want to see it. You
That's
know,
it.
that's the thing. That's where I'm at right now. You made promises to me, and I want to see them come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see them in the manifestation stage, so I can say, yes,
Mm-hmm.
you did it. It's another thing that I could check off my list
Mm-hmm.
that you said that you was gonna do and you did.
Right.
That's where I am in my life. That's where I'm at. You know. Now when I think about the things of God, it take this much to make me go into a whole weeping moment
Mm-hmm.
because everything about Him puts me in a place of awe.
Exactly.
It just puts me in a place of awe. The things that He has done, the ways that He has made, things that He has brought me through, brought me out of. That if I sat back and looked at another individual, there are people that have went through some of the things that I have currently gone through that are no longer here.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit back and say, but you chose to keep me around.
And that's it.
And that's one of the things for me, you know. And y'all, this ain't even where I wanted to go. This is not. But I'm telling y'all, don't take things in life and people and your relationship with Him for granted.
Mm-hmm.
It means that much. It does. It really does. It means so much. Don't take it for granted.
That's right.
I promise you, you'll regret taking it for granted.
That's
Every
it.
day that I wake up, I say, okay, you gave me another day.
That's
But what
it.
you want? But what you want me to do with it?
That's it.
That's what I say. You gave me another one, but what you want me to do with it?
Mm-hmm.
Because it ain't mine.
Good
Hey,
evening,
hey,
author.
Uncle, how are you, baby? You gave me another one, but this one ain't mine.
That's right.
So what you want me to do with it? And that's what I say. I never know what he gonna say. I never know who he gonna have call me,
Exactly.
who he gonna have show up, or when I go out my door to go handle business during the day, who he gonna have me run into. I
Mm-hmm.
never know these things, so it's just like okay, all right. And
Mm-hmm.
then when I run into people and the encounters that take place, I sit back and I laugh. I be like, oh, you got jokes today, but okay, I do what you want me to do, and
That's
I
what
get
it
it,
is.
and and I handle it, and I handle it well. At the end of the day, I just like I said, the two words I want to hear, well done. That's it. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Not come here. Let me show you this.
Right.
If you get to come here moment, there's some stuff that you gotta explain. I don't want to have to explain.
That's it.
I just want to hear two words. Well done. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And that's just like how you get in trouble with your parents, and they be like, don't even put your bags down. Just
Mm-hmm.
you know,
We
love
love
you
you
too.
too.
And so that's the one. And congratulations to you, by the way. But yeah, it's just so much, so much that you just wanna. I hats off to the man. That's all I can say.
That's it.
That's all I
That's
can say.
it.
Just hats off to him, because every day he puts me in another place of okay, all right, you doing it again. I'm gonna shut my mouth.
Yes.
I'm gonna go about my business.
Thank
So
you,
that's
Lord.
that's what it is. What can you say if you really sit back and look at where he has you at? Can you say that he failed anything? No.
Not at all.
Can you say that he asked there's an unanswered prayer? No. No. There is no unanswered prayer.
Not at all.
Not one. And I promise you, it may not have came the way you wanted it, but he answered it.
Right. That's right.
And that's the funny part about it. It may not come how you want it, but he answers it.
That's right.
I mean, I went somewhere to go pay for something, and they was like, "No," and I was like, "What you mean? I gotta pay." No, it's already been taken care of. To God be the glory. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right. And you be surprised, you be shocked because you be trying to figure out. And see, stop trying to figure out who did it. If he took care of it, he took care of it.
That's it.
That's it. That's all you need to know. He answered it. He took care of it. You know,
And
if you go
it's
ahead.
funny you said that because lately, well, I ain't even gonna say lately, but a lot of times when I pray, I say, Lord, send the finances from the north, the south, the east, and the west, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
He said money will overtake you. So lately, when I walk out my door, I've been finding money, and just when you said that, I just got the revelation because I was thinking about it today, and I'm like, okay, God, I keep finding money. What does it mean? But I mean, 2 weeks straight, I'm just finding money. I said, okay, all right, I see it. It's coming. It's coming. You blessing me. There's nobody around, but the money is sitting right there. Okay, I'm gonna just take this. Thank you, Lord. It ain't like I could say, well, is this your? No, there's nobody around. And the money's sitting there waiting on me. Thank you, Lord. I appreciate you. It may
Think
not have
about how many, and think about how many people probably just walk right past it because they never look down.
exactly, and it may not have come how I thought it was gonna come, but it came. So I appreciate you.
I mean, that's what you got to look at. Think about how
Mhm.
many people probably walk right past it
Right.
and never look down.
Because literally one day when I found money, I had just walked down my steps and didn't see it. Coming back up the steps, it's right there. I said, oh, okay. Who walked up these steps before me? I don't know. Appreciate you though.
Right. And that's the thing. I promise you, y'all, what she just said, my husband is good for that. He is good to walk out a door and find money. I mean, we straight places we ain't never been. We just got out. He looked down 10, 20. One day it was $100 bill. Who loses $100? Come on now.
That part.
Who loses a whole $100 bill? And you don't
Mhm.
realize that you dropped it in, go back and look for it.
Right.
Like I mean, they just it's just stuff like that that I just be sitting back like money just find this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real, for real. That
Yeah.
I be like, I mean, we went out and went to places, got ready to pay for the food. The waiter come to the table. Y'all have a good night. Check already been paid for. Well, who? Okay. Literally, the last time me and him went out, got ready to pay for the check. Waiter came and handed us the check. It was zeroed out. I was like, I was finna ask who did it, and mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Walked out, said thank you, left a good tip since we ain't had nothing to pay. So left a good tip. And
Right.
as we going out the door, people I ain't never seen two blessed people before ever in my life. Lady just come out of nowhere, and I was like, okay, well, hey, blessings to you. You know,
Amen.
I speak blessings and favor over your life as well. Got in the car, got a phone call. Hey, you had such and such and such. It's just been zeroed out. I ain't even say that. I was just on the phone, like, why everything being zeroed out? Like, what is going? Like, what is
That
going on?
thank you, Lord. Debt free.
Right? Like, what is going on? Then got ready to go pay the light bill. My my light bill was $1.79.
Mm, mm, mm.
I looked at the bill like, am I being pumped? Like, for real? Like, what? Who has $1.79
Mm,
light
mm,
bill?
mm.
And I got that two
God,
times in a row, a whole $1.79. I was like, okay,
God's
well,
favor.
bless the Lord. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it's a lot of stuff that where you may not see it. as a blessing.
That's right.
It is.
It is.
Because any other time we know, yeah, I mean, I don't have highlight bills anyway, but I'm just saying, any other time, you just be like, oh, that is wow. That is
Right.
wonderful, just little stuff like that. You just be like, okay, all right, thank you, bless the Lord, but you pay it for it.
Mm-hmm. That's
When he,
right.
when he bless you, you pay it for it.
That's
At the
right.
end of the day, that's what you do. So it's just something where you never know what he's going to do and how he's going to do it, who he's going to
Mm-hmm.
do it through. I mean, I remember one night it was about 12 of us that went to a restaurant, got ready to pay the bill, and the guy came up and said, "Nope, I'm paying for that whole entire table."
Mm-mm-mm.
I promise you, my mouth just dropped open, and I turned around to look at, and it was a young college student. He said, "No, ma'am, your whole table is taken care of tonight. Have a blessed one. Have a good one. I hope to run into you again." And
Wow.
took care of my whole entire table. And I just didn't even know. And before I walked out the door, I said, sir, can I pray for you? He said, yeah, pray for him. And he said, it's funny that the one thing you pray for is exactly what I've been having an issue with.
Mm-mm-mm.
And I was just like, wow, you never know why
Right.
a thing happens and occurs, but it just does. I mean, favor comes in multiple ways, and you
Mm-hmm.
just never know who. Sometimes it's from unlikely sources because you wasn't expecting that,
Mm-hmm.
and then sometimes this is the reason why it's good for you to pray for people who you feel like are your enemies,
That's right.
because he uses them to bless you too.
Yes, he does.
I've dealt with that in the last couple of weeks too as well. So you just never know.
That's right.
People that I know had an issue with me come to me and
Mm-hmm.
was like, the Lord told me to do da 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 da. I was like, excuse me, he told you what? I was like, for somebody who don't even, you ain't talked to me in 10 years because you had a problem with me. He told you to do what? And right, right,
God.
right. And I was just like, okay, I ain't gonna stop the blessings. Do what you gotta
That's
do.
right.
You know,
Here you
I
go.
appreciate you. I appreciate you, baby.
Thank you,
Hey,
love.
you
To
either,
God be the
man.
glory.
And back to you. You
Yes.
either. So I'm telling you, like it's just so much, so much. But I just thank him for everything that he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the little things for me. It ain't even this stuff to me is the little stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine how I would feel like when he do something big. You know what I mean? It's the simple things for me that
That's
get me
it.
though. I thought that Quint got me beat though. Quint be shouting over
My
crazy stuff.
banana and chocolate milkshake today.
Right. Like, she got me beat, y'all.
Oh,
You know,
God.
I don't be shouting over no food now.
Listen.
So, yeah.
When you
I
get
mean,
it and you craving it, it's just such a blessing. So you got to give God all glory for it. I've been
right
craving ice
right
cream
here lately,
for
my
2
appetite has been hit and miss. And when I want something, I eat.
days. Hmm.
But yeah, when they come down to stuff like that, I had to have really wanted it for me to act like that. But I tell y'all, it's just it's when I tell you I'm in awe by the man, I'm in awe
Yes.
by
Yes.
him and what he's doing and the stuff that I have watched him do in lives of people that I love and care about. It's the
Amen.
stuff that just the turnaround that I'm seeing that's taking place, and I'm excited
Amen.
for people. I will celebrate people all day, but
Yes.
I need y'all to learn how to celebrate yourself too.
Yes.
You gotta know, you gotta know that you know that you know
Yes.
that he is the one that did it. And I mean I just been sitting back and been like, wow, you did it again.
Hmm.
You did it again. I watched a camp retreat service from Pastor Tamara uh over the weekend, and at the camp retreat 15 young people got saved.
Awesome.
I mean, that's 15 that the devil didn't get.
Amen.
There's 15 that say, no, God, I want to know who you are.
Amen.
I mean, one of them literally came running and said, "God, I want to know who you are, and I need to know you now."
Mm.
I just looked at how they came up and was just like, "I'm sorry if I'm interrupting the service, but I got to do this and I got to do it right now."
Amen.
It was such a like I this has to be done
Mm-hmm.
right now from that young person that I was just like, Lord, oh Lord, what was going on in their life that made them
Right.
come to you like that? And but I'm just so glad that they gave their life back.
Amen.
I mean, 15 young people in one night, honey, that one or two would have been great, but
Yeah.
15, that was just so awesome for me to
Mm-hmm.
watch. And then I watched another one where it was the men, and I think it was about 47 men that gave their life back to God that night. And I was just sitting there watching it and how them men came and flooded that altar, honey, and them men was crying out and going for broke like nobody wasn't watching. And I was just like, yes,
Amen.
yes, get back in your rightful place. Yes. Like that's how I was screaming at the screen, y'all.
And
Like,
that's so important because the
right,
enemy is after our men.
right. And that's why I was so excited. If nobody else didn't understand why I was so excited, I was so excited. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, because they flooded that altar. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God, like, yes. I mean, and it's something to watch. I get excited when people get their life back to God
Yes.
first and foremost. Even if you knew who he was and you just might have went straight for a little while, ain't
Mm-hmm.
nothing wrong with doing your first works over.
That's
You can
it.
do it you can do it as many times as you need to.
That's it.
Get yourself right with the Lord. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I just love to see people do that. Even don't nobody have to know. That's between you and God.
That's it.
People gonna be nosy to the day you croak.
That's right.
You understand? And but it ain't none of their business. Do what you
Mm-mm.
got to do for you.
That's
I
it.
don't care how many times you got to get up and do it. But do what you got to do for you. Cause honey, I promise you, it ain't nothing like knowing him and knowing that he got you.
Yes.
It ain't nothing like that. I promise you, the life is better with him than without
That's right.
him.
That's
And
right.
that's just that's a personal opinion. But I promise you, if you're trying for a little while, you'll understand what
Ooh,
we're talking about.
just a little while.
That's it, just a little while, and you'll understand what we're talking about. But
Mm-hmm.
life is so much better with him than it is without him.
That's right.
So, I mean, I've said my piece for tonight because I could just go on and on about him and what he does. But if y'all didn't get nothing else from tonight, it's to honor your relationship, value the relationship between you and the Lord,
Yes. Absolutely.
value the relationship. So, Quint, you got anything else you want to say to the people?
I want to thank God for all of you. I'm praying that God customized the blessing to meet the need of your household and that He fix whatever that you're going through. Um, don't give up. Now is not the time to give up. I'm going to put a shameless plug. If you haven't gotten my book, Black Lives Matter, get the book. Awesome children's book. This is a children's book, and it talks about the foundation of love. Um, it has illustrations in it. It's on Amazon. I'm excited about that. And if you haven't gotten the book, The Art of Forgiveness, get that book too. Because if you're dealing with any type of unforgiveness, you want to start your process to deliverance. Okay. So please start your process to deliverance and so that you can walk in the fullness of what God has for you. You can walk in freedom. So with that being said, authoress, if you're available Monday, can we have you on the show talking about your new book? I think I put her on the spot. But
Yeah.
inbox us, let us know if you're available on Monday. With that being said, I love you all. We will see you all on Monday and we will talk to you soon. God bless you.
Y'all have a great night.